back, please.
Thank you, sir.
And Deputy Lair is here.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes, sir.
let's go through this again. You're charged with speeding. You're going 74, charged with going 74 in a 55. And how do you plead to that?
Before I plead, sir, I'd like to request understanding of the nature and cause of these proceedings, sir.
You're here today for a speeding ticket, okay? You're being charged with violating the maximum speed limit of 55, and you're charged with going 74 miles per hour.
And that is statute law, correct, sir?
I'm sorry?
Statutory law?
Yes, it is.
And this is not a common law jurisdiction?
It is, no. This is statutory jurisdiction.
Okay,
This is a statute. This is a statute enacted by the legislature that you're being charged with violating.
Okay, well that statute is incongruent with constitutional law.
Okay, well, I mean, that's an argument that you can certainly take up with the Maryland Court of Appeals, but for our purposes here today, you have to enter a plea. If you choose not to enter a plea, that's fine. I'll enter a not guilty plea for you.
Well, then you'd be practicing law from the bench, is that correct, Your Honor?
I'm not practicing law from the bench.
So then would you have made a legal determination that I'm not guilty?
Sir, the plea has to be entered, okay? And if you don't want to enter a plea, and I do this for all people who come into court and they say, I'm not sure how to plead. It happened here this morning once before. And I said, well, I'll enter a not guilty plea for you. So what I'm hearing from you is that you're not sure how you wish to plead to this. So I'll enter a not guilty plea and we'll take testimony from the police officer.
I was just wondering, sir, if I could have a copy of the indictment, sir.
There is no indictment, sir. The ticket is the charging document. There's no indictment.
Well, may I have a copy of the charging document?
You got a ticket that day.
Okay, but it didn't contain the proper provisions of, I think it's Rule 601.
601 of what?
The criminal rules of procedure.
What book criminal rules of procedure are you talking about? There's 4 or 5 different books of criminal procedure.
What 5 books?
There are 4 or 5 books. There's correctional services. There's Maryland. There's Maryland law. There's 2 volumes of that. There's the Maryland criminal procedure.
Maryland criminal procedure.
Okay. What's a section?
I'm not sure what the section. May I see your book?
No, sir. We're not. No. If you're not prepared to argue it, we're not arguing.
Oh, I'm just questioning the jurisdiction. I haven't even entered a plea yet, sir. I'm just asking questions.
Okay. This court does have jurisdiction. If you're challenging the jurisdiction,
yes,
that's denied. This court has jurisdiction to hear this charge.
Do you have proof of that jurisdiction, sir?
I don't need to. That's my ruling, sir.
Okay. How have you made a ruling before we've even gotten to the plea?
I'm not going to engage in a circular argument with you, sir.
I'm not arguing, sir. I'm not attempting to change your mind.
Okay. You're challenged the jurisdiction of the court. This court is the court of original exclusive jurisdiction for this charge.
Under what authority, sir?
Under the authority of the Maryland legislature.
Isn't the Maryland legislature?
Okay. How do you wish to plead, sir?
I'm not a lawyer. I really don't understand how this all boils down.
It's very easy.
It seems very easy, but there seems to be a lot of volumes of law and a lot of volumes of
That's why they're lawyers.
Like that. So it doesn't sound
and if you want to have a lawyer, I'll postpone this case for you to engage counsel if that's what you choose to do.
So then you're saying this is basically a secret jurisdiction only known to judges and lawyers?
No,
sir. That I would need a lawyer to participate in this jurisdiction?
No, sir. I'm not saying that whatsoever.
Then I'm really confused. All I'm asking is where this court derives its jurisdiction over me.
From the Maryland legislature. My answer is the Maryland legislature.
Okay, well, the Maryland legislature and your statutory laws are not congruent with the Constitution that enacted in 1776 to cover the legislation and to create the legislation. So without the legislation, you have no creationary body to make that legislation, to make laws. That's what I don't understand, and that's why I'm here today. I'm here to understand where you derive your jurisdiction and your jurisdictional authority from.
Okay. Any other questions?
Can we answer them one at a time?
I've already answered that question.
You said that I just asked about the legislature. You said that the laws come from the legislature. And I'm stating that the laws, I'm putting my understanding.
Sir, you may disagree with me, but that's my answer and I'm the judge, okay?
Absolutely.
So, how do you wish to plead to this charge?
I don't wish to plead without a jury, sir.
Okay,
This is- you
you're
say
not
that this is-
entailed to a trial by jury on this charge.
Not according to the Maryland Constitution, and I'm a
Okay.
man
All right,
that's
we'll enter a
inhabited
plea.
in the state
I
of
will enter a
Maryland.
plea of not guilty on your behalf then.
So you've made a legal determination that I'm not
I'm
guilty.
not making a
Let the
legal
record show that you've made a
determination.
legal
You're
determination.
refusing to enter a plea, and therefore I'll enter a plea of not guilty. We'll take testimony. If you're dissatisfied, you can file an appeal, and you can move this up the appellate chain if you'd like.
But let the record show that you made a legal determination that I'm not
The
guilty.
record will show what it shows. I'm not making a legal determination. You're refusing to enter a plea, sir, so therefore the court will enter a plea for you.
Well, I don't believe that you don't have the authority to do that.
Well, okay. You can believe that, okay? Raise your right hands. Raise your right hand.
I wish not to raise my right hand, sir. I will make no oath or affirmation after not entering my own plea.
Okay, trooper, let's have the oath.
You solemnly swear to affirm under penalties of perjury that the responses given to the statements made will be the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deputy Lair with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, currently assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division.
Objection, Your Honor. Is that some evidence you'd like to present, or are you going to testify from personal first-hand knowledge?
Sir, you haven't even bothered to raise your hand to take an oath, and now you're objecting to
Sir,
something.
you've already
Do you want to
proceeded
Do you
into-
want to proceed? If you want to participate in this,
Mhm.
which is great, I would love you to participate in this. There are certain rules we have.
Can I have a
okay?
copy of the rules?
What, sir?
I've looked for the rules, Your Honor. I swear I have. I've looked for the rules for the statutory jurisdiction of this court. I've searched for it up and down. I've had to arrive today, this morning, to ask you, the judge and the jurisdictional authority in this room, about those rules. And you're saying that you can't give me those rules, and that if I want those rules, I have to hire a lawyer.
I said to you, sir, that this court has jurisdiction vested from the Maryland legislature.
Okay. And then now you're saying that there's rules to this court, and I'm just requesting those rules, sir. I would like a copy of those rules so that I can read those rules and I can play your game of court, sir.
This is not a game, sir, and we're not playing a game here, okay?
Well, there's rules. I'm
There-
grew up
there-
as a child. I was born as a child. I was raised as a child. I grew
Sir,
up.
Sir,
I started a
you've
business,
had
and there's
ample
rules to
time.
everything.
You were charged on March the 9th, 2013. You've had ample time to do any research you want.
And I've exhausted all my
Well,
avenues of research, sir. And I
The-
cannot
the
find
court-
the
court is
rules
n-
for this
the-
court.
It's not the role of the court to participate in helping you do your research to prepare for court, okay? Not my role.
Well, if I'm not prepared for court, and I can't prepare for court from the resources that I've
Then are you
procured,
are you requesting a postponement? If you're not prepared, then you must be requesting a postponement. Is that what you're doing here today?
I'm not requesting a postponement.
Okay. Then
But
go
I'm-
ahead. Now you must be quiet.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deputy Lair with the Carroll County Sheriff's Office,
May I
currently
object, Your
assigned to
Honor?
Overruled.
On what
currently
grounds?
assigned to the Criminal Investigations Division. On March 9th, 2013, at approximately 7:10 a.m., I was conducting routine patrol operations in marked Carroll County Sheriff's Office Car 143 in the area of Route 140 and Tyrone Road, Carroll County, Maryland, when I observed a vehicle traveling westbound on Route 140 at what appeared to be a greater than the posted speed of 55 miles per hour. This speed was confirmed as the vehicle entered the area of operation of my vehicle-mounted radar unit at a speed of 74 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. Radar was tested before and after the stop. I am a certified radar operator by the Carroll County Sheriff's Office in the state of Maryland. The radar was tested before and after the stop and found to be working within the manufacturer's specifications. The vehicle was identified as a black BMW bearing Maryland registration 3DVD94. Traffic stop of the vehicle was conducted. I approached driver and identified the reason and nature of the stop. The driver was identified by his Maryland driver's license as a defendant standing before Your Honor to my left. I issued the appropriate charge of exceeding maximum speed 74 miles per hour in a posted 55 miles per hour zone. All events did occur in Carroll County, Maryland.
Do you have any questions of the deputy?
I certainly do.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. You determined that I was driving a motor vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you know the definition of a motor vehicle under the United States Code, Title 18, Section 31?
Motor vehicle is any conveyance operated by an engine.
Did you want to continue that? So that's my correction.
So
partially
that's his
correct.
answer. Next question.
Were you ever trained on U.S. Code, United States Code? Did you ever read the U.S. Code? One question at a time. Yes, sir. Have you ever read the U.S. Code?
I'm going to object on his behalf because that's not relevant.
It is relevant, sir.
This is the Maryland State Court, okay? The federal code.
Well, I couldn't find a definition for motor vehicle. There's only one place I could find it. And I've been charged falsely for driving a motor vehicle, according to my understanding.
Okay, and your question to him was a definition of a motor vehicle, which he answered. Now your next question, please.
Are you aware that Title 18, Section 31 defines a motor vehicle as a mechanically driven propellant that is used for commercial purposes only?
I was trained in Maryland traffic law.
Are you aware of a definition for motor vehicle in Maryland traffic law?
As I stated, motor vehicle is defined as any motor vehicle, any conveyance operated by an engine.
By an engine. No further questions, sir.
Okay. Do you wish to testify?
No, sir.
Okay. I find the evidence to be sufficient, and I find you guilty. Is there anything you'd like to say to me before I impose sentence? You have the
I
right,
don't feel
you
that
have the
I-
right of allocution, which means you can say anything you'd like prior to sentencing here today. You also have the right not to say anything, and if you choose not to say anything, I would not infer anything from your silence.
Sir, as far as I'm concerned, there was absolutely no crime committed here today. Under common law jurisdiction of Maryland, the state of Maryland, there was no injury. Therefore, there was no corpus delicti. Without corpus delicti, there is no case. United States Code, which is the only place I can find the definition for a motor vehicle, is defined as a commercially driven vehicle. A motor vehicle is used for commercial purposes on the highways and byways. I was not driving a motor vehicle. I was traveling in my automobile to a vacation spot with my wife in the vehicle. So therefore, your codes under your statutes don't apply because I was not operating a motor vehicle.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. I do, I will offer to stay the entry of judgment and place you on probation before judgment. I see your driving record is fairly clear. The fine in this case would be $57 plus court costs, which is $90. By accepting probation before judgment, you do in fact waive your right to an appeal. Do you accept probation before judgment? So no points will go on your driving record.
No, I do not.
Okay. And I find you guilty. The fine in this case will be $57 plus the court cost, which is $90.
And how do I file an appeal, sir? Or do I need to research that?
You have 30 days to file an appeal. That appeal must be filed in writing with the clerk of this court.
Clerk of this court or
Yeah.
the District Court of Maryland?
The clerk of this court, which is the District Court of Maryland.
May I file that appeal at any District Court of Maryland, including Baltimore County?
Yeah.
That's okay?
Oh, it needs to be filed in this courtroom, excuse me, in this courthouse.
Because
which
I
is right
filed
down the
for
step.
my court date in the District Court of Baltimore County.
Yeah, but because this verdict was rendered from this particular court, the appeal must be filed from here.
Okay.
And you do that right downstairs in the clerk's office.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you, Governor.
And Your Honor, thank